Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Kent Tilley with K4 Financial, and today I just want to talk about a survey I just saw put out by BMO. Surveyed a bunch of Canadians who said that they expect they will need $1.7 million in order to retire. Now, I know that that number is quite a bit off base, so I want to talk about why I know that's the case today. I'm just going to run a little bit of math and show you guys sort of the numbers of this situation. Now, what I believe is why these numbers get so big is I think a lot of people have the misconception that when they get to retirement, they need enough money so that their money will create the income that they need to replace. So let's say you wanted $50,000 a year and you thought your investments could grow at, or get a dividend of 5% a year. So you need $1 million portfolio to get that $50,000 a year. But what the point of your investments, the reason why you're building them up, is that so you can slowly deplete them over time. I mean, your RSP is supposed to be a pension. It's same as your TFSA is supposed to be like a tax-free pension. All of these investments are actually supposed to be depleted over time. I know it's a hard thing to get over, but it's very hard to save enough money in order for you to be able to support yourself off of the income that it generates. And it certainly is okay to see those numbers go down over time. So we'll just look at this. This is where I got it off. CTV News posted it. I didn't read the article because I was like, well, that's not something anybody needs to worry about. You don't need that much money to retire. So let's talk about it. I drew a little thing on my new Remarkable tablet. I don't know how to fix this stupid thing, so how do I move this down? Okay. So this is my little drawing on my Remarkable. This is kind of what we used to do in class with my man, Jason Watt, at Business Career College. Probably the smartest financial instructor in the country, and I hope he would be happy with this if he watches this. So let's look at somebody that has this kind of money. Let's say, okay, they've got a little bit higher than average house in Canada. It depends where they are. They've got an $800,000 house. Let's be honest, if you have $1.7 million, you're going to be mortgage-free in retirement. And if you're not, then, you're one of those people that's like, I love having debt all the time because I can make more money, and you're not watching these videos anyways. This person is going to be an average Canadian and retire at 65. Going to look at a rate of return of 5% on everything, an inflation rate of 2.5%, a real rate of return, therefore, of 2.5% approximately. It's a little bit different. And we're going to assume that their non-registered investments are going to lose 20% to tax each year. So the rate of return on their non-registered investments, the real rate of return, is 2%. And this is the breakdown of their investable assets, which total $1.7 million. Just a guess here, they've got an $800,000 RSP, $150,000 in their TFSA, $750,000 in their non-registered account, for a total of $1.7 million. Once again, here, if somebody has $1.7 million saved up, it's almost a guarantee that they're going to get full CPP unless they're a business owner and they paid themselves dividends instead of salary over the course of the years. Then they'd have this in a holding company or something. Their assets would be there. It's a little bit different, but they're still going to be fine. And OAS of $642.25 a month. This is starting in 2023. This is your full max numbers today. Both of these are indexed to inflation. So they're going to go up every single year. We're not going to do anything tricky here and delay CPP or OAS. We're just going to look at these numbers and see what happens. So they're retiring at 65. We're going to plan out till 90. That's a 25-year retirement. Let's see if they can do it here. We're going to first look at their taxable sources of income. The CPP is going to pay $1,306 a month taxable, OAS $642 a month taxable. Now, if you're depleting your $800,000 RSP down to zero over 25 years at a real rate of return of 2.5%, then you can pull out $3,697 a month, which is completely taxable. So their total taxable income here is $5,645. Now their non-registered, like I said, is growing a little bit slower than the RSP. It's being taxed at 20%. So the real rate of return here is 2%, $750,000. They're going to be able to pull out $3,178 a month, which is not taxable. And then the TFSA, of course, is not taxable. You're drawing that down to zero until 90. Over those 25 years, there's $673 in tax-free income. So they've got a taxable income of $5,645, which is $67,740. I'm going to change pages here for a sec. We go into, this is 2022 Ernst & Young calculator, taxable income of $67,740. So these average tax rates are actually going to be a little bit higher than they are in 2023. But if you can look here, the lowest rate that you're going to pay on average is in Nunavut of 17.12, and the highest rate you're going to pay is in Nova Scotia of 24.61. So let's say we average that out over all the provinces and territories. You're probably paying somewhere in the range, and how do I find this stupid thing again? We're probably paying about 21% in tax. So after tax, those first three sources of income are $4,460 after tax, plus the tax-free income of $3,851, for a total after-tax income for a single person of $8,311 indexed to inflation for the remainder of their life when they are mortgage free. It is very rare to see anybody, even wealthy people, ask me or look at their spending in retirement and tell me that they need $8,000 after tax a month, unless they have multiple properties, multiple bills to pay. You've already bought all the things you want in retirement. You don't have these giant bills, generally speaking. So that is an enormous income that is well above the Canadian average of after-tax income while people are still trying to pay off their mortgage. So therefore, how could the average Canadian truly believe that they're going to need $1.7 million in order to retire comfortably? I understand that your money today, if you're my age, you're going to need more money in future dollars than I would if I was 65 today to create the same lifestyle. That's totally fair. And I'm also looking at this isn't even an efficient retirement income stream. Nothing has been planned here. This is just the straight basic numbers. Also, if you're in a couple, there's certainly going to be probably some more CPP. There's, guaranteed going to be some more OAS. So all of a sudden there, you could have a potential extra almost $2,000 in after-tax income from a couple So now they have, you know, $10,000 after tax a month off of that $1.7 million. So it's way harder to retire as a single person, but $1.7 million is certainly not what you need to be actually reaching for unless you are making really good money. I mean, that's the equivalent of somebody probably making after tax $12,000 or $13,000 a month by the time they take into, you know, child care and kids growing up and mortgages and all of these other things, which certainly isn't the case for most Canadian families. So why would the average Canadian need that much to retire? I know the number's a lot less, and we've successfully helped people plan retirements with way less. So it's not a number that you need to think is what you're shooting for and then get too scared to try, because I think it's way out to lunch. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and we'll chat soon. Okay, bye.